Oh, it's still playing for me. Oh, it is still playing. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Captain Quasar. I'm also Dipsy from Teletubbies. And this is... welcome back to another stream. We've got a few things to talk about today. An update about Denims. Apparently she's losing her mind, having a breakdown live on stream. As well as those new weird animations that were made. Pretty lame. But we'll talk about it. We'll look at it. I feel like my hair looks even more fucked up like this than normal. Don't worry, it's still shaved under there. But yes, we have some Instagram to look at first, and then I'm gonna do a creepypasta reading. We're gonna read Dead Bart today. Ooh, spooky. I wanna, on Saturday I'm gonna do a longer Halloween themed stream. We're probably gonna look into a bigger creepypasta, a more popular one, maybe Jeff the Killer and all of its different spin-offs. But for today, we're going to read Dead Bart because it's kind of quick and I find it really funny. But as always, let's start with my favorite Instagram posts of the week. We getting Dipsy up in this bitch for real. Oh, I didn't read the child comment first. I'm sorry. We'll try and keep it as PG as we can then for right now. It is a good costume. I have the full thing. I have to admit, it is a little bit small on me. When I wore it for Halloween, I think 2 years ago, it was genuinely way too small. Jeff the Killer, I hardly know her. Wait until you find out about Jane the Killer. Ooh. But yes, we have... This post, I just thought this was interesting. So this is New York Nico. I guess he goes around talking to different people. And I just found this post kind of interesting.
So you're on your lunch break right now?
Yeah, I'm currently on lunch break. I'm training outside just for this 1 hour I have.
You do this every day?
I realized it has Bob James. Oh no, I can't play this. Well, basically, he's just explaining that he does this on his lunch breaks. He's doing it while it's cooling off, and once it stays cool, he's going to continue to do it. He doesn't like doing it during the hot season, but he doesn't have a gym membership. I just think it's so interesting because, obviously, you know, it's New York. People are used to people being crazy. But I imagine some people are just like, they might see him every day. He said he does it every single day, or every work day at least, so... Like these guys, they probably see him every lunch break. You know, I've never understood this hype of having a son. People always say like, oh, I need a son. He's gonna, you know, carry on my lineage. Oh, my son can defend my daughter and stuff like that. My daughter's gonna be like this. My daughter's gonna kick your son's ass. Watch out for that left hook. Watch out for the backflip too. Might get caught with a foot. No, I am a Teletubby, yeah. Sorry, yeah, it's a little long. I'd bend it, but then that's not like Dipsy, right? Dipsy's is straight. Who's the one that has, it's like this? It's the yellow one, right? That Lala? I forget my Teletubbies. See, wanting a son is fine. I'm not against like having a preference in your child. Shout out Vivian. Welcome to Quasar's Cadets. You know, I look kind of like the aliens from Toy Story. Thinking about it, I don't think there's a problem having like a small preference. I just find the issue that there's a lot of dads that seem to want like care about their care about having a son, and then if they have a daughter, kind of throw them to the side, and that bothers me. Your daughter can run fades, and she can still be a pretty princess who does backflips in gymnastics. It is Lala. I know my Teletubbies lore. I believe that's canon. I'd look it up, but I feel like it'd take too long just looking at Teletubbies photos. Find the one episode where Dipsy's sick, and it might be like, it's like drooped. They're their antennas. How else are they supposed to get their belly signals? What do we think of this tattoo? I'm honestly a fan of it. We've talked about this artist before, because this artist does stylistically bad tattoos. This is the best one. I don't think you can call this one stylistically bad. This is just terrible. This one's actually garbage. But they've done a lot more pieces. But you can tell that they can draw. At the very least, they can do art to some degree, and then decide to do these very simplistic pieces like this. This is actually pretty. In the grand scheme of the rest of the tattoos, this is honestly pretty nice. I do like some chaos in some tattoos. See, the thing that would make it really cool, though, is if you have like a sketchy piece like this, you should try and have some color added and have it kind of outside of the lines, too, to make it almost like it's like a kid's drawing or something. Because like when people were shitting on Ethan's tattoo, I like the idea of like a kid's drawing, especially if it actually is your kid's drawing. I do like that, but then stylistically, just like a sketchy piece, it does say something to me. Oh, the back pieces aren't for me. I can see that being a modern fun style that people like. Yeah, it's definitely not for everybody. And the huge ones, I can completely understand. Why would anyone want to get this massive piece on their back? Some of them are just like, I can be okay with the ones that are a little bit more cluttered, because when they're cluttered like this, it's like there's a style to it. It seems it's interesting. It's a conversation piece at the very least. Like this one honestly is probably one of the better ones from this page, just in terms of actual like technique. It almost looks like it was done without lifting the... You could tell that it was because of this line, but like it was just done with one stroke. There's a vision I can appreciate. Getting it tattooed, though, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, understandable. But now we have a little bit more training. This also comes from some Russian-speaking country or some country where they use Cyrillic text. Really impressive. It was quite possibly the worst case scenario. Let's watch it again. Up to the back. Up to the shoulders. And once we got here, I was like, okay, we're actually, like, that was really impressive. Cool. This is usually where we stop. Then, he jumps off or whatever. He tries to hit a backflip. The backflip was probably the worst idea. Take it easy, witch. I am also a primary school art teacher, so maybe my bar is different. Fair enough. Hey, you've seen true art that comes from the heart. Let's watch it one more time, though. I wanted to make sure we could see it very, very clearly. He tries to hit a backflip, and it was almost perfect. Like, it was almost perfectly like yin-yang, upside down, smacking each other in the back of the head. See, he skims a little bit. If he would have gotten a clean hit, they probably would have both gotten knocked out. Like back of the head shot like that, and then he gets landed on. That's a pretty... props to this guy. A true friend. He didn't even go down. This guy definitely went down. Sorry, we have a lot of crashes today. A lot of, or not too many, actually. We have a couple bails. Oh, that's so loud for no reason. So going. They knew this was here the whole time. Okay, let's think about this logically. They knew this curb was here before they went to the top. He tries to save himself. He doesn't. You can tell that he doesn't. He hits over here somewhere. He might try and jump. He might have made it out into the grass, and in that case, definitely saved himself. But this cart... And just one more time, I'll let it play through, but... Oh, God. Let's see if I can get a pause right when they bail, right when they crash out. What is this? Something like flew off of the cart. I don't know how to feel about it. Apparently they're fine. Someone said, okay, he's dead. Then they said, no, it's this page. And I couldn't find it on this page, but I do believe that it's probably this person. I just want something crazy, dude. Oh, does he do one of those near bail jumps? No, he doesn't. Okay, he's just jumping out. That's not impressive, dude. We want to see you, like, almost die again. Wow, what a professional. See, there's this Russian guy I follow, and he does insane, like, stunts where he crashes cars into each other and then, like, jumps between them, like, trying to... Like, he does insane things. I've showed him before. I don't know if I should pull it up again, because I've definitely shown it before. But here's something that's just actually kind of impressive. I was mesmerized when I first saw this, and I probably watched it like 4 or 5 times. And all I could think is he must have no back pain. Like, no back pain at all. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. But then this is them training. Yeah, this is the same account. And I saw a repost of this that had like a million views and a bunch of likes. But then this one only had 100 likes, so I was kind of confused. Did you see it? Did you see it? Squint your eyes. Tilt your head. Just a little peck. I don't think it was intentional. I really don't, but it's just so perfect. Do you ever just want to click your back? Like, sometimes I wish I could just like do this. I wish I could do this and I feel like all my back pain would go away. But then I even try and attempt a back bend and my back starts spasming out and I cry in the fetal position in the corner, doing the actual opposite back bend position. feeling lowly. Yeah, the GIF in the comments. Here's a little bit of music for those of us that love a good song by Victor Jones.
I'm a product of time and motion. I know the best spot for beer in Brooklyn. I'm in the garden and I'm eating all the dirt. I get hurt.
It's actually so loud. I'm kind of sorry that it's so loud. I'm trying to turn it down a little bit.
I'm a product of time and motion.
That's a little bit better.
I know the best spot for beer in Brooklyn. I'm in the garden and I'm eating all the dirt. I get hurt. I'm a product of time and motion. I know the best.
And then I haven't followed him because honestly I'm not the biggest fan of his music, but I saw that Ethan liked one of his posts yesterday, and I thought he might be next up. He might be next up on Instagram's Got Talent, I guess. I was trying to think of a way to say it, but I couldn't think of the proper way to put that together.
What, really though? Not kidding, bro. My parents didn't know about this music thing up until a few months ago. Doing what? My laundry with my merch, my shirts, and my hoodie. Yeah, gotta be kidding me. It's expertise. I'm here versus me, living a college dream. Yeah, but I'm not asleep. More like a life nightmare, like a horse in the night. But it's not chess, it's a game of life. And I'm taking it there, but a couple things within the first half of my career, My career, do you get it? Nothing to fear with my career, and I'm getting there with my songs progress 2019 till now. That's called a pixel wow. You'd be surprised at the support that I got lost in a regain. This will mean a lot to my family that I can explain because
He's kind of rapping in run-on sentences. If we're being completely honest, this was just so funny to me because it's so dumb. His leg clearly isn't broken, and he's just slightly double jointed. And
oh my god.
he's not even double jointed. He's just literally extending his leg out.
Oh my god. What the fuck? No. No.
You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Here, we're gonna call 911 for you. Hold on.
Here.
Call 911.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's gonna be okay. I'm a nurse. Yeah, bring it down. Bring it down.
You said you're a nurse?
Yeah, don't stand on that. Don't stand on that. Please don't stand on that.
Both of these are at least better than Dating and Money. No, that guy is definitely a lot better than Dating and Money. See, I think that guy, I'm not necessarily a fan, but I think he's one of those people that could be like a ghostwriter. I'm just not a fan of his delivery, but his lines are actually all right. I think he needs to work on like the differences between like an 8-bar, a 16-bar, like the chorus versus, the chorus, the verse, the hook, the bridge, stuff like that. Like, he needs to kind of develop that a little bit more. But the lyricism, my god. Glass bones and paper skin, literally. I love that she just immediately is like, ooh, oh no. She says somebody called 911.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What the fuck? No. No.
You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Here, we're gonna call 911 for you.
Yeah, here, he'll call 911 for you. Is she gonna use his phone?
Hold on. Call 911.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. She was just trying to get him to call 911. And then I saw this, and I have to give props to Diorio, to Nicholas, to the Nicholas Eats Oreos. Got to meet the man, the myth, the legend. I don't know why he didn't tag him, but I think about this. He just looks so giddy in these photos, doesn't he? I feel like if I poked him in the stomach, he'd giggle like the Pillsbury Doughboy. Like he looks so friendly. He looks so friendly, but then he'd call me a slur, and I'd be like, "Oh no, Nicky Poo, why?" Hot sauce incoming. Do you think he got any of the? Do you think he used the cuck discount code to get some of his hot sauce? I think it's of the utmost importance. Have you never seen Nick before? That's the man himself. Just a little cutie pie. Okay, but moving on. This is just from Grifter. I kind of skimmed it a little bit. The points that they were making were all right. But the actual clips themselves I thought were kind of funny. And then after this, we're going to look at the Amon animation thing. And then, oh, did I not get the follow-up? Oh no, I'm going to be so upset with myself if I didn't pull it. Okay. Give me a second. Because someone made a counter animation pretty quickly.
Okay, I know you're not a child because the account was made in 2012, so why the f do you type like a brain-damaged 10-year-old? Listen, I love VTubers, but you know it's a special type of mental derangement when it's someone that follows exclusively VTubers and also Asmongold. 3D women suck. None of them ever have loved me in my life, so it's okay. One of these VTubers, they're the only things that can ever love me. Do you frequently shit yourself in public and then tell everyone else rent-free? Is that a hobby of yours? Based. Okay, I know you're not a child because the account was based. Okay, I know you're not a child because the account was made in 2012, so why the f do you type like a brain-damaged 10-year-old? Listen, I love VTubers, but you know it's a special type of mental derangement when it's some
God damn it, muted as always. Well, let me explain again then. Got a new poster up. What time is it? Bat Boy Lives and new action figures. Done. You see how I took way longer when I did it the first time? It shows that it was completely unnecessary. It's because I muted the mic to cough. I don't want to cough into the mic. Maybe I should just start coughing into the mic. But yes, back to what we were talking about before.
someone that follows exclusively VTubers and also Asmongold. 3D women suck. None of them ever have loved me in my life, so it's okay. One of these VTubers, they're the only things that can ever love me. Do you frequently shit yourself in public and then tell everyone else rent-free? Is that a hobby of yours? Bro! Bro! Bro!
Wow. Denims is actually speedrunning a meltdown right now. Some random chatter yesterday sent her into a total spiral of rage with actually the most benign comment I've seen in a while.
I saw someone said in chat, oh yeah, so the Noel Wisp breakdown. And I thought that was kind of funny. It's true. It's I'm kind of confused. I do think that this person is a little... Here's what I'll say. I'll watch this secondhand content of other people talking about Denims. I do kind of rarely go to Denim's actual streams, and when I do, it's usually her stealing content and not actually, like not even her sitting there and talking. I've literally gone to her stream multiple times, and it's that little like introduction bit where instead of just having like a little bumper that plays or maybe like old videos of her own stuff, it is quite literally just a YouTube video, like the YouTube screen too. So she's like clicking videos. She doesn't even have like a playlist ready. She's like, what's next? What am I going to play for everybody next? While she's just sitting at her computer. And then Frogan was just doing it the worst. Frogan literally was just playing seasons of Hell's Kitchen for like over like 12 plus hours. Playing Hell's Kitchen without any commentary, not even her on screen, just Hell's Kitchen. So it's hard to watch. But I will say that this person, I can tell, is a bit too invested in going in and like trying to prove a point individually. I like doing it in this chat space. You know, we're talking about stuff, we're having conversations. These clips are funny. You know, they're good. They're good things to talk about. I would never recommend actually going to Denims and being like, "Have fun with your lawsuit." It's a little much. Got to be honest.
I gotta say,
because like, I'm not even gonna chat. If I do go and check, I would never go in the chat. Don't want to be. Don't need that leaked. What if those get leaked? They'll know who you are.
something must be getting to her behind the scenes because this just isn't normal behavior. Someone needs to text this woman and tell her she's making an absolute fool out of herself on live stream.
He also showed people that nothing has changed in Atlanta since it was founded. Also tried to show people that nothing has changed in Atlanta since it was founded. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of things.
Is she saying Atlanta? Why does it sound like she's saying Atlantis?
Also tried to show people that nothing has changed in Atlanta since it was founded. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of
Okay, so she is saying Atlanta.
things.
Atlanta.
I'd have just said, I don't care, sports suck either way. Yeah, true. Bro, your bait is so mediocre. I've been waiting for like a funny, mean chat message, and all of these are like so garbage. I was gonna comment something. I don't want to point out the obvious. Good luck on the suit. W Aussies. Oh no, she's thinking. Guys, is Hassan on already? Based. Okay, I know you're not a child because the account was made in 2012. So why the f do you type like a brain damaged 10-year-old? Hello, YouTube. I literally have run into children in Fortnite that are capable of creating sentences more interesting than this. Don't worry about it. Oh my god, you're so...
I have to agree with Denim's on this one. Killer response. Her response is very lackluster from this point on, but this person is not doing themselves any favors with this response. Don't worry about it. Who cares? And then she kept saying, like, do you shit yourself? She kept making weird comments, yeah. And then they started making, like, one-off, like, jokes that are very, like, you have to be in the loop to understand them.
So pathetic. Do you have like a humiliation fetish?
Honk if I exist. How about a... God damn it, the bonks are on the other thing again. I keep doing this wrong. Everything's fucked. What did I do wrong? Bonks for me this time. Honk if you exist, bonk if you exist. And a bonk for me because I didn't have that set up correctly.
We're just having some testicle difficulties.
Why can you not stop lying?
Is that what it is? Guys, just remember, chat.
Why does everybody keep asking what's up with the Dipsy hat? Why can't I just have a little fun? It's October 1st. You gotta get ready. I'll show it off again. And this time I will point out my pail. To go trick-or-treating, I just have to wait another 30 days. You're never too old. They leave those buckets out they leave those bowls out with candy for a reason.
No matter how bad your life is, you will never be as pathetic as this chatter. You will never be. You will never be a 40-year-old man with no friends, no bitches, no loved ones, no hobbies, no joy in life. So instead what you do is go in random Twitch chats to try and feel something, feel anything for the first time in your life. That
Right now, they're feeling the digital touch of a woman. You're giving it to them, Denims. You're feeding the troll. It's not necessary. This is kind of what the point that everybody was trying to make with iDubbbz. Like feeding into Kino Casino or whatever they're called. I think it's Kino Casino. Just isn't necessary because they're a bunch of trolls. Why talk about them? I find Denim's interesting as a case study. How does one turn into this?
could be you. This guy could be spending his morning playing like any game that might bring him joy. And instead, what is he doing? Being a total f***ing loser. Oh my God. Even in my darkest hours, I've never been this pathetic. And then he has the audacity to piss himself and say, I'm actually rage baiting. Rent free. It's like, do you frequently shit yourself in public and then tell everyone else rent free? Is that a hobby of yours? Do you make a total fool of yourself in like the local coffee shop and then show everyone?
Yes, I do. What now? What now? I owned it. What now? I do poop myself in coffee places and then sit in it and try and act like it wasn't me and continue my work. I do use the coffee Wi-Fi to do my personal work while smelling like poop. What's the problem with that, Honda? I just don't understand, like, what the... Like, yeah, that would be gross. That person would be a gross degenerate if they did that. I bet you walk into the bank and start pissing on the floor, don't you? I bet when you go to the grocery store and you end up... I bet when you go to Walmart and you end up in the electronics section, you can't help but vomit all up in the aisles. Just saying.
Everyone else and say, ha, successfully rage baited.
She's saying it's like that would be your version of rage baiting, going and pooping yourself and then being like, it wasn't me. That's like the low levels of rage bait. But even that's just like, it's just stupid. You're right, Denims. That was the worst example of rage bait you could have given. And this person did give very poor rage bait, so fair enough.
Oh my God, he's so dumb. I'm waiting for you to lose the lawsuit. Oh no, that's iDubbbz.
Yeah, saying no, iDubbbz poops themselves, not me. Or poops himself, not me. So it's like, I just feel like that was like a deep cut. Like, obviously, Denim's chat is going to know, but I feel like throwing this just out randomly, that's an in-joke. You can't make an in-joke as, like, a comeback. Sorry, I'm bipartisan here. I'm not taking a side.
Huh? What the f are you talking about? Oh my god. Your brain is filled with useless information. And that's coming from someone who knows all of the f***ing numbers and damage numbers in Marvel Rivals. And what is your brain filled with? Random lore that Pedo Troll told you. Bro!
I'm confused what she meant by that, too.
Your brain filled with random lore that Pedo Troll told you.
Oh, she's saying Idub's pooping himself is the random lore. And then I do think it's funny that they all just want to call Ethan Pedo Troll now. Like, again, it's like the weak. They have like some of the weakest snark points, and for some reason it works just because there is this large, like, swath of people that, for some reason, eat it all up. They eat the poop up.
Bro!
There will be a ton of people dressed as Labubus. Take bets right now. How many Labubus will you see where it'll just be like women with like a beanie and then like a fur bikini, basically? Men too. Hey, don't wanna discriminate. Maybe I'll dress up as that.
That's so sad for you.
She's not putting the hand on the mouth, hand over the mouth anymore. Now she's hitting this one. It's an interesting finger. She's really pressing it into her skull. Like, I'm trying this right now. The way she's holding her finger into her head, she's really pressing it into like her temple. Look at the angle that she has on her finger right there. Because like if I'm here, that's very loose. Unless I'm like attempting to bend it, but even then I can't like really get the bend in it unless I'm really digging in.
This is the saddest thing.
She's trying to massage her brain real quick so she can think of something new.
I just don't understand. Why is this random chatter that's posting low-tier bait upsetting Denim so much?
Yeah, she's trying to turn her brain on. She's trying to press the button. She can't quite find it.
I don't know. That lawsuit with Ethan must be just getting really under her skin or something, because this isn't normal behavior, especially for someone that pulls multiple thousands of viewers a day. You know, you would think her skin would just be slightly thicker than Bible paper, right? I mean, think about this. This all started because this guy said, I was gonna comment something, but I don't want to point out the obvious. Good luck with the suit. Like, come on, has Denim's never heard of the phrase, don't feed the trolls? Because all she is doing is making herself look absolutely unhinged. And this isn't even the peak of her meltdown. But before we get to the rest of it...
Why didn't she just ban the dude? I mean, what else is she going to talk about? She's just sitting there. She's like, what now? Let me go on break for a second and throw on another video for chat.
This monumental crash out. Do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps the video get pushed out, and I would appreciate it. All right, now back to the meltdown.
It's so sad for you, man. Well, I hope one day, I know you might think your life is over because you're 40 years old and you've never made a single friend in your life. But, you know, anyone can turn their life around.
Well, that's the thing now. Now we know that there is like a whole other... Like, there's a whole other, like, sphere involved in this. Like that's the thing is everybody thinks like, oh, it's just this group or this group. There's like these outsiders that nobody knows about, like Kino Casino and these different like. This person could just be a Kino Casino fan. Like you don't know for sure. And that's why it does make it interesting, because I don't know if they're just trolling. Wait, which one is the pedo troll? Maybe they don't know. Maybe they're just like shitting on Ian. They just find pooping on the poop man items himself to be a good use of their time. Because like I didn't realize even that they're like, I guess I noticed that there was this iDub subreddit. I hadn't clicked on it because I just don't care about iDubs. And I guess I didn't realize that it was an iDub snark until Ethan talked about it. And I don't think he named it. I won't name it either because it's like not really necessary. If I'm sure people that are on Reddit have gotten fed the same thing, because it is just getting fed to people, because there are like I've said, there's bad actors in every community. I don't think that you should go around on any snark community talking shit about people. I think that it's fine to stay within your own little circles and talk shit amongst friends. You don't need to go out to the masses and try and state your case, you know. Leave that to the big boys. No, but really, it's like, I don't know. Brigading as even just as a concept is ridiculous.
Anyone. Oh, sorry, not you. I changed my mind. Listen, I love VTube.
Yeah, that's also a Hassan tactic. Make content out of someone in chat. But maybe that's just a streamer tactic. You know what? That's a good idea. Maybe it's here, let me pull up all of your previous messages. I'm not going to do that. Should I just start doing that? We'll just... Because I like talking to chat, but I'm not going to go on some long tirade about individually what you guys are saying. I think I agree that I'll probably ban someone quick. And honestly, we haven't gotten a whole lot of snarky people in a minute. There's detractors here and there, but I think they're quicker to leave than they are to stay and try and have like an argument, which is good. That's how it should be. As Diorio says, don't touch the poo. So true.
YouTubers, but you know it's a special type of mental derangement when it's someone that follows exclusively VTubers and also Asmongold. Like, this is not good. This is not good. This is not a good sign. Followed Asmongold, right? Following Rich Campbell, okay. Then followed Asmongold's other account, Hyperfan, you know. And that wasn't enough, by the way. He's also following, where is it? Asmongold 24/7. He needs his Asmongold, okay? He needs it. He needs his mold. And then was like, discovered Iron Mouse and was like, well, actually, sorry, discovered, it seems like a couple VTubers before then, actually. He's been on his VTuber grind for forever. Asian Bunny X, respect, real, recognize, real. And then was like, you know what, dude? Yeah, let's just... It's time to goon, okay? Time to just...
You come off very kind and don't shit on people. There's no place for snarkers here. Thank you, I appreciate that. I try and do my best to stay like as neutral as possible. You know, we like making jokes. We like to do a little trolling. But overall, I don't want to be a dick, you know? That's not how I want to be remembered. So I'd rather, like, even by people in passing, I don't want to just be some dick, so... That's good. Say more good things. I'll read them. Come on, keep them coming. Keep them coming. I'm kidding. Goon maxing. Talk about goon maxing instead. Why is this in her chat? Why? Sometimes like Twitch chats specifically are just filled with like non sequiturs. I'm glad we try and stay on topic. You know, asides are usually coming from like personal things. We don't have random people saying goon maxing and Asian bunny. Maybe they're naming I'm so confused.
VTube goon. So true. 3D
okay, that's what they're talking. That's why they said goon maxing.
Suck. None of them ever have loved me in my life, so it's okay. One of these VTubers, they're the only things that can ever love me. Goon time, goon. Oh, and he's following the Nazi gooner bait, obviously. This guy doesn't know when he's being pandered to. And he's like, goon, goon, Goon. Oh, look, and he's following the Nazi rat VTuber too. Goon, goon, goon. Time to goon. And now he's here. That's so sad for you. That is...
Ricky Berwick being on there too. Oh, okay, I get it. They're saying that this person, because they follow a bunch of stuff. Asmongold, Moist Critical. Is Twitch just filled with VTubers? Is that what it is? Is this anime drawing naked underneath the like text? Oh, and H3H3 Productions. They are an H3H3 Productions fan. They were just lying. Don't be like this guy. Don't be a liar. Someone goes, "You're a fan of Pedo Troll." You go, "Yes, I am." No, you don't need to do that. You don't actually need to do that. But realistically, like, anybody that says that, you kind of know isn't willing to have the conversation anyways. So, I don't know. Again, I don't think it's necessary to have these conversations with them at all. The back and forth is unproductive. I don't know what's going to end up changing their minds, but it'll be something. Eventually, they'll end up turning away from everybody, and they'll have to finally look in the mirror. That's when the true change will happen. Or maybe they'll hit 18. I don't know for sure. Some of them are over 18, though. Maybe they'll finally hit consciousness. I don't know.
It's really tough. That's really tough. That's a brutal life you lead, man. I hope one day you can find a friend. I don't think it's possible for you. I think it's too late for you, man. I think it's too late. I think it might be too late.
This is almost as bad as Dating and Money just doing the... Why can I not remember the number? It was just that unfunny. 109? Is that what it is? What is it? Come on, bro. That's basically what she's doing right now, though. She's basically going, "Hey, bro, it's over for you, dog. You're cooked. You're cooked, bro." This is what I meant by, like, it lacks substance. She kind of just rambles on about, like, "Nah, bro. Gooning? Goon maxing?"
And then he's also so stupid, he can't come up with, like, anything to come back with. Like, he can't even come up with an insult. His insult is just at himself saying, "I love my gooning VTubers."
Jeez, she is actually seething.
Do you think Grifter is this person just trying to defend themselves? They're like, "So what if I follow VTubers? So what if I be gooning on Twitch? What's the issue with that?"
She's sitting here refreshing his messages over and over, waiting for the next reply, while she's looking through his followers on another screen, looking for something that she could roast him for. This isn't normal behavior. She thinks this behavior...
No, yeah, I think all the people that keep calling Ethan a pedophile too, it really is, it's somewhat, like, diminishing to, like, real victims and actual, like, propagators of pedophilia. And there are people that, were in, like, on the subreddit that talked about how, the content that Ethan's made and the stuff that he said has helped them with their own traumas, and people trying to act as though he is, like, something that he is not is really just, like, it's not just, like, abject to, like, our sensibilities. It's just untrue. Like, you know what I mean? Just, it's completely untrue. And that's why it's just I don't know, it hits on multiple levels, I guess.
is acceptable because she's seen people like...
Can a dude be a little horny in peace? Damn. I will say, I'm sorry, all the gooners out there, you're failing. You're failing in life because, and not because of the gooning, but you've lost the actual, the love of the game. Part of the thrill is the hunt. The having lost a video to the ether that you'll never be able to find again until one fateful night on a dreary eve. You stumble across it and you go, oh. I've really just never understood people that save porn to like their computer, to their phone. Like you're screenshotting stuff. Why? It's so odd. I mean, there's enough out there. I don't think you need to screenshot it. Sorry, a little tangent on gooning.
Hassan and Mike from PA get away with even worse on multiple occasions. So now she thinks it's just normal to have a total crash out on a random guy in chat and start sifting through his account for something to laugh at them for. And then she's making this total cope of a statement saying he can't even make up a good insult as a comeback. It's like, brother, how do you not realize you gave him exactly what he was looking for? He wanted a reaction, and you gave him a crash out, which is probably even more than he was hoping for. You know, it just goes to show that these people that live in a perpetual parasocial echo chamber are literally the most fragile people on the planet. And their egos just can't take being laughed at, even by one single random chatter. You know, maybe Ethan reiterating that he can't drop the lawsuits now because Hassan forced his hand by saying they were frivolous, so now he has to prove them wrong, is getting to Denim's. Maybe she thought he was going to drop the lawsuit against her, and now this chatter is just bringing up a really sore subject for her, and it sent her into a massive spiral. Like, it has to be something like that, because this just isn't normal behavior. And honestly, I'm not even sure why Twitch allows these streamers to dig through people's information to try to make a fool out of a chatter.
My brother downloaded porn on my computer, got a virus, and just stopped working. No, that's also why you just can't do that. Come on, bro, you're just supposed to use OBS, screen record it. I don't even know, like, it's just so... I guess that was never a step that I even thought about. How does one go about saving porn videos? I guess I had never actually gotten even that far, like, in the planning stages. Yeah, bro's doing it on the family computer. I just like the idea, just... What, I was out in the living room. What was I supposed to do?
Like, sure, Denim's was just
I got bored.
Looking through his followers, but you have people like Mike from PA going a lot further than that. Anyway,
I thought y'all were talking about Alex because we were talking about Gooners, and I was just like, yeah, that adds up. So true. Alex, the top #1 Gooner, go check out his new segment from the 12-hour live stream. The donation page is still up. Go donate. Great stuff.
Let's see how Denim's wraps up this crash out of hers.
Do you frequently try to make fun of other people by making fun of yourself? Has it ever worked? Go outside, man. Just like, please, please. Go outside. Oh my God. That's tough, dude. That is tough for you. That's tough. Why are you giving this douchebag the airtime? Because it's funny. Because I like making fun of losers. Yeah, that's sad.
Please, Quasar, I'm afraid to even use OBS. Could you pull up some on stream so I can always have it in my subscribed list? Thank you. I'll timestamp the moment for you. Let me pull it up for all the Gooners. Yeah, I got you.
Bad guys.
Low-key printed porn off the family computer when I was a kid. I won't say who. I won't drop names, but I definitely know somebody who did that. You can assume it was me. I don't even care. But I do know somebody who did that. It wasn't me. But you can assume. Go ahead. I have no shame. I know who I am. If I printed out pictures, they were probably hot.
This is why I've always told you guys never, ever, ever give in to doomerism, because this is what you become. When you give in to like nihilism and doomerism, and
she is literally part of the the doomer community. Like, what is she talking about? Like, what is the last hopeful thought you had, really?
And like nothing matters, and no one will ever love me, and I will always be a loser for the rest of my life. That's what you turn into. Do you want to turn into this? Do you want to turn into this pathetic sack of shit? No, you don't want to turn into this.
My dad confronted me with it. He wasn't mad at me for the porn. He was mad at me for wasting the ink. He was like, you can't be using up all our damn ink. You got some good taste, though. I'm going to keep these ones. W Pops. Or maybe not. Probably not the best thing. Be more mad about the porn, probably. You don't have to be, like, enraged.
This sad, pathetic piece.
But you should probably be a little bit... You should have a conversation. You want to know what's funny? Here's a little story. One time I got caught. Not for having anything saved, but for search history. You know what I mean? And, I was a young boy, so I was looking at some of that girl on girl, some stuff. And when I got caught, my mom made my dad have a conversation with me, and the main thing that he told me was just that he was that old school Christian belief of sex is supposed to be between a man and a woman, and that was the main part that he cared about, and I thought that was kind of funny. And be like, so what if she was doing it to a guy? No, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we're moving on.
No, never.
How are you not sweating to death in that Dipsy hat? I like to keep my place cool. Keep it low.
Never give in to doomerism. Never give in to nihilism. Never become...
Horrible father, L-Dad. Can we get a lad in chat? Yeah, L-Dad. Hey, Jake Johnson. Fuck your dad. Your dad sucks. I hope that was a positive message for you.
This pathetic. Never. Keep fighting. As long as you keep fighting, you will never ever become this type of person. Ever.
Yeah, that was the easier way to approach it. He's like, I don't want to talk about the actual porn aspect. Let's go Christian with it.
Sorry, last thing. And then you guys can play with your food. I'm pretty happy, not gonna lie, period. Didn't put a period on any of the other sentences. Put one on this one. You can tell he's really happy. Famously happy people always have to tell everyone else that they're happy. Also, I love that he didn't deny the single allegations, didn't deny the friendless allegations, didn't deny the familyless allegations. Just hit us with the, I'm actually so happy.
Hey, that can be the case. You don't need friends, family, money, a place to stay, a car. You don't need any of that to be happy. All you need is a good mindset. I've talked to some homeless people that were the happiest people I've ever met. There was a man I knew when I was a young teenager. His name was Squirrel. He was a homeless man. He lived under a bridge. We'd give him money to go buy beer. He wouldn't have a sign out asking for money. He had a sign out that just said, "Just smile." A true legend. He also explained to us that he got more money with that sign than he ever did begging. There's a little tip for you. R.I.P. Squirrel. He died under that bridge. A true legend.
Period. To know that you guys all know that I mean it. I mean it really, I do. I'm sure you are. I'm very convinced. Mm-hmm. Just like everyone else is. Okay? Oh my god. Anywho. Yeah, good luck, man. That's what I would say if there was any chance for you. There's no chance for you. But good luck. Good luck, man. You might be permanently.
Ethan pointing out that she looks like a puppet has forever warped my perception of her. It's insane. Ever since the grape tickler meme, I've been a little bit... My brain's been fried on it. I've been like, oh no. puppet denims everywhere. What was it in Goosebumps? Slappy?
I'm gonna be honest. You might have just had too much lead as a kid, so it might be Jover for you. But you're a great case study for the rest of us to make sure that we never fall into, you know, whatever this is.
She wants so bad to have this back and forth with this chatter, but this guy just isn't giving her what she wants. The more she presses for this back and forth, the more unhinged and weird she looks. Even her own chat realizes this, which is why they're asking why she's giving him attention. Cause they know she's looking totally unhinged, but she just can't stop herself. And she's just using this total cop-out that it's funny. Cause you know, God forbid she had a total meltdown over essentially nothing.
Here's the thing, I don't think it was funny. I did agree with her on some aspect of that the person doesn't need to be coming into the chat, but also wishing you the best on the suit.
Content, guys. I'm not actually mad.
That's honestly my genuine hope. Like, you know, I hope the best for you. I don't want you, unlike Ethan, I don't hope you become financially desolate. I hope you can learn something from this. And personally, I think that this is more so actually going to impact fair use in a positive manner. Depending on how the courts and platforms decide to implement the processes from there. Because like I said, Frogan going on and playing Hell's Kitchen while not even being there and being able to get money from that is insane. Denim's being able to do the same thing with YouTube videos. Yes, it's not to the same level as like network television, but it's still like, it's non-transformative and it is a derivative piece. And yes, like to some degree, like reaction content is just derivative, but it's about the transformation of the actual perspectives therein. And if somebody's coming to your video with a perspective and all you're doing is echoing back that perspective that they already have, I don't know how transformative that necessarily is from the viewpoint that the, you know what I mean, that viewer already had. Yeah, I agree. It's pretty pathetic to go into chat and say, "Is Hassan on yet?" to piss someone off. Like, get a real hobby, please. No, literally, because that shows that you're caring both about Denims and Hassan on some level. And it's like, I see the clips on Instagram. I see the things that people post in favor of Hassan that make him look bad. And I'm like, okay. It doesn't take that much. But now we're going to move on.
Yes.
When I got this video initially, I really did think it was going to be like a positive video because the animation's a pretty decent quality. Someone said they took 10 months on this. And that feels like that's way too long for this. I don't know if that's actually true, but I don't think Ethan's necessarily going to talk about this because it's such like a nothing burger. It really is just people trying to... It really is just fucking soggy biscuit at this point. You know what I mean? They're all just circle jerking.
We are being sued for copyright infringement, and it's been hanging over our lives like a cloud these past months.
Yeah.
Is Ethan on yet? I don't know. Probably not. If I had to take a guess, I'd say probably not. Oh no, damn it. Oh no, back.
Yes, we are being sued for copyright infringement, and it's been hanging over our lives like a cloud these past months.
Yeah.
We are being sued by Bold Guy, aka Matt Haas Zone. We did our thing and we made a reaction video about him on our second channel, Ethan and Eli. And I think the heart and soul of this is like that he doesn't like that we made fun of him, and so he's suing us.
I just love it because it's like, that's supposed to be a parallel to like Denims and Frogan, but it's just so not in any way a parallel. because their form of like, even if you just read the lawsuit itself, the lawsuit, but like between Ethan Ela and Matt Haas has literally nothing to do with streaming. It has only like discussion on pre-produced content. So this use of people being like, you used to fight against the thing you're fighting for now. Like, what are you talking about? And it's like, no, he's caring about the different angles of fair use. Fair use isn't just one like piece, you know what I mean? Like one simple statement or like simplistic piece of law. It has to be like a well-rounded, well-defined, like understood. I don't even know how to describe it. It needs to be more well understood, because the gray area is so wide at this point. Like, when Twitch is literally allowing people to make money off of just literally streaming Hell's Kitchen, that is insane. That is absolutely insane. Sorry, I'm getting I'm a little fried this morning. Been doing a lot of stuff, getting a lot of stuff together. My October stream doc is actually looking pretty long. We're going to get into that stuff in just a minute, don't worry. Also feels extremely loud.
Wow, Ethan, great moves. Keep it up. Proud of you.
Oh, hi there. It's me, your old friend, Ethan Klein. It's been a while since we've last spoken. In that time, I've had 3 kids, all boys. I've lost 100 pounds, and I've pissed off 75% of the internet. Probably a lot of you guys too. I started a show a couple of years ago with my acquaintance, Hassan Piker, the Leftovers podcast, which we made broadly to goof on the antics of the right. And we went on making the show for about 2 years, and everything was good. Everyone was having fun, the audience was having fun, no problem. That was until this happened.
From the river to the sea essentially means the state of Israel is going bye-bye.
And over time, I started to learn that my co-host, he really likes terrorists.
I started to wonder if I had any idea who this guy actually is.
And then I had a terrifying vision. Had I been duped? Was Hassan presenting a Trojan horse to my community, where he was just a left-leaning Democrat like myself, and as he said in the previous video, was funneling them into radicalization and turning them against me?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet, dude.
I learned how much he hates liberals.
Dude,
I like that it's like supposed to be like, oh, see how over-exaggerated it is? You see how stupid this sounds? See, like, did Leftovers really last 2 years? I was surprised by that too when I looked into it. It did last longer than I had thought.
I hate liberals, dude. I hate them. I hate them so viciously.
Did he secretly despise me this whole time?
I'm sorry, dude. I hate.
See, I think if this did take them a lot of time, I think they probably spent the most time on the actual like character models, because the animations themselves aren't that good, but they're just like a high resolution, high quality character model of Ethan at like different weights and stuff too.
Liberals so much.
Did this man sit next to me for 2 years and pretend to be my friend? What else is someone this sociopathic capable of?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the fucking planet.
Was I being manipulated this whole time?
Hello everybody, this is Ethan Klein, host of the H3 Show. Alright, so obviously I'm about to have a really uncomfortable conversation about Hassan. And you know, I wanted to do a really fun episode about Twilight today, but blame it on the anti-Semites. The openness and brazenness with anti-Semites.
And see, the zombie bite thing, I feel like it's just so weird, the different way these people try and like it. Tell me if I'm wrong in this, but I feel like when people be like, oh, he got a zombie bite. Oh, it's like Ethan's trying to hide a zombie bite. I feel like that's like when Hassan says neurodivergent when he just wants to call people the R slur. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they're just trying to make fun of him for his Tourette's, but instead they're being like, he looks like he's trying to hide a zombie bite. Like, I don't even understand what that statement means. Like, he just seems feral. Because that also is just like a weird statement to make.
Anti-Semitism has left me no choice. I have no choice. But I'm hallucinating, according to Hassan. Well, let's see if I'm hallucinating. The big story breaking right now is that since October 7th, which has blocked the entire country of Israel from making new accounts, secretly, silently, no statement, no explanation, has blocked an entire fucking country. How does that happen? The word Israel is considered a invalid word when you're trying to make an account. User from Israel.
You know what?
But hold on, before you answer.
Yeah.
But why does then both Palestine and Hamas are acceptable? This guy's name is I Love Hamas 123. That word. Yeah. Well, apparently that's dope. In Hassan, it's by Hassan, and in his community, I Love Hamas 123 is just another member of his community. I'm being real.
I just find this is also weird. I didn't understand that part, but this is just so it's crazy making to a whole new level, because you're not adding anything like substantive to try and like prove him wrong. Because even like like all of these are valid concerns. The zombie bite is just another way of dehumanizing people. Fair, yeah. I guess that is probably the easiest, the most plausible angle, I guess. That's Occam's razor, if you will. Embarrassed to admit I'm a fallen Hasanabi head, though. Here's the thing, is I don't think people that... Like, the thing is most people aren't going to watch all of Hassan. And I feel like probably a majority of the things that he says are just pushing a decent viewpoint forward. You know what I mean? Like, he is propagating decent ideas for probably 85 to 90% of his streams. But it's about what is done in those 10 to 15% that doesn't get clipped, that goes kind of swept like under the radar, and then people that go in there and check in here and there might be more primed to just agree with these like offhand statements that they don't hear as constantly. You know what I mean? Like, so if somebody says something, and that's what I mean, where it's like, if that's what they actually believe Ethan is doing with Israel propaganda, show me the evidence of it. Because we can show you the evidence with Hassan showing terrorist propaganda, the way that he speaks about the people, like the Israelis specifically, and not just Israel as as a nation, like as a state. Like, it's a... Like, there's things that we can actually point to, but they point to these more like nebulous kind of like wide ideas that you can't really like pin down.
Just way too many coincidences. Hassan is on the homepage of that website every time I go there.
He's the most viewed live streamer live right now.
Yeah, because they keep putting him at the top fucking page every day.
Yeah, but yeah.
And what's crazy is there's nobody on the entire platform to call
I can explain the ending in a bit when we get there.
Him out. Nobody. They've all been banned. Nobody. There is not a single dissenting voice with his fucking straight up radical, anti-American, anti-Semitic, fucking pro-China, pro-Russia, pro-terrorism takes. This is fringe, psychotic shit that is not normal. And it is the only acceptable voice on Twitch. Explain that to me. How is there not one dissenting voice on that entire platform?
Snails are kind of doing the thing that people meme about, like docking penises, basically.
I don't know what that means.
Docking, when two guys get...
Yeah, and this is stupid, too, acting as though Hassan just is on there joking around. He's just a little silly guy. What's the issue? Hassan's just on his stream having fun with his friends. Like, I really do hate this type of just show his actual stances, show an actual like counter perspective where Hassan's just like maybe encouraging it's just so fucking dumb. It's literally so dumb to act like this. It's like almost like an infantilization of being like, what are you talking about? He's just a little silly guy. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Together, and like one has a circumcised penis and the other one doesn't, and then the non-circumcised penis you like put into
one of them doesn't need to be uncircumcised to dock, you fucking idiot. He doesn't even know about docking. What is this guy a specialist on?
the circumcised penis, basically. Like you unfold the uncircumcised part of the penis, like the tip, and then you put the circumcised penis in it like this, like a spaceship docking.
And they just touch.
Oh my god, you're getting it wrong too. They go like this because it's under the foreskin, so you're able to get the room to be able to side by side. I'm telling you, he doesn't know anything that he's talking about, ever. He knows nothing.
Touch, it's not
Yeah.
like...
It's kind of like that.
Is that sexual or is that just a joke?
I don't know.
I don't think that it's like that at all.
This is Nazi! She's right. But also, this is dumb, trying to act like this is what Ethan pointed to, while also having up the moments in which Ethan has actually complained, the actual showing that you have knowledge of the actual points that are being like brought up, and instead you're deciding to just hide behind the most fucking dumb shit, like literally.
Shit! S-tier race? Are you fucking kidding me? And they're trying to run defense. Hassan and all these fucking people are running defense for this shit. I have spent every waking moment on this project.
Except for when you take care of your kids, right?
I don't think
Gavin knows a bit too much about this. Yeah, and what? Yeah, and what? Huh? I grew up on the internet. On the unfiltered internet. I know about all the things.
I think Hassan knows what's coming. I feel it might be one of the best takedown videos of all time. It's coming together, but I've never been faced with such a daunting task. I find myself overwhelmed with the quantity of footage, and I have tried everything to avoid
7, 6,
launching this nuclear bomb.
I also feel like they tried to make it as if I didn't point this out in the moment. I feel like they tried to be like, see, I'm not taking sides here. Look, I gave Hassan a small head, while still giving him like come on, bro. Like, I feel like there's just like they really tried to be like, look, see, I'm not doing anything. Actually, is just crazy.
this shit. I have spent every waking moment on this project.
Except for when you take care of your kids, right?
I don't think Hassan knows what's coming. I feel it might be one of the best takedown videos of all time. It's coming together, but I've never been faced with such a daunting task. I find myself overwhelmed with the quantity of...
Yeah, it's like a baby Destiny for some reason. I think this was the picture of Destiny at the beach.
Task.
But I guess it's like Destiny is behind Ethan. He's running him.
I find myself overwhelmed with the quantity of...
I don't even know what this is trying to say. Like, is it trying to say that they're like a hive mind or something, or like he's controlling him?
Footage, and I have tried...
Why make him a baby stature?
Everything
9,
to avoid
7, 6,
launching this nuclear
5,
bomb.
4.
But Hassan has
3,
continually provoked
2,
me
1.
and forced my hand.
They did make the hairline good. We have to say that. They didn't take away his hairline.
Are you going to be watching Ethan's content nuke? The answer is, of course not.
The title of the show is Hassan and Goons Are Evil, Cowardly Liars. Now, I, once again, am looking to not, to move on past it. Yeah, I'm just going to get into the Hassan stuff. This is the result of Hassan's activism. Hassan Piker. Hassan.
Oh my god, you're so obsessed with Hassan, the most popular political streamer. Oh, why are you so obsessed? Why are you so obsessed with somebody who literally got put as the opposite of Alex Jones, who literally was basically decided as the Alex Jones of the left? Why are you so obsessed with him? Oh. Not a good look.
Propagandist, lying scumbag, terrorist supporter. Hassan's the type of dude who watches himself in the mirror when he has sex. He probably sets up a mirror and jerks off watching himself.
Think about that, man.
Think about it. Hassan dropped new merch today, guys. What a dumb, cringy fucking tryhard. Please, can we just all point and make a circle around him and point and laugh? Can we please just fucking point and laugh at him? And why is this? Why do we allow this?
I honestly feel like it was meant to just be a surface level goof and gaff. True, the tiny destiny. Probably.
It'd be illegal, and nobody cares.
I'm doing the tack board right now. I'm looking too deep into it. I mean, they spent time on this. I feel like there's at least some kind of symbolism, and you'll see at the end, there's a lot of symbolism that's done in the end.
Somebody please! It's insanely pathetic!
I'm about to hit Celestial, Nate. Where you at?
Celestial?
Yeah.
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
That's what it's called, right? The one after Grandmaster.
Alright, where were we? I wanted to say Hassan is the human embodiment of the Che Guevara shirt sold at Hot Topic. He is that. Personified.
Were you thinking about that in the bathroom?
I did. Yeah. I would love to open the stream, but I think things are too contentious. The hallucinations are starting to feel a lot more real. Whoa. It's a little catty and weird, considering I feel like our conflict at this point runs so deep. But I'm gonna pull it up anyway. Fuck it.
Out of context would be to talk to me face to face instead of just watching me on a 30-second delay on your stream.
Wait, that's what I'm. Wait. How does he know I'm watching already?
Wake up, Ethan. Wake up, Ethan. Wake up.
Come on, Ethan, wake up.
You could probably take it as a joke up until the very end. Once we get to the end, it's quite literally not like.
This is no longer a dream. This is a nightmare. Wake up.
That is not anti-Semitism. The fact of the matter is this conflation is dangerous for Jews. It is a way of weaponizing anti-Semitism that has enabled Donald Trump to do the shit he's doing, that has enabled the slaughter of thousands upon thousands of children and women and men for that matter. And this type of conflation, Ethan, is what I find far more irresponsible, frankly.
Docking when two guys get together and like one has a circumcised penis.
Hey, Ethan got skinny. Why are you making him bottom heavy? It's not nice.
And I hope people bear in mind, never forget, as this war rages on, just remember why I'm doing this. Because every one of you motherfuckers that I said I'm coming for, that I hold responsible, guess what? It's only a matter of time. I can't wait for videos crying, Ethan's suing me, Ethan's stalking me, Ethan's all this. Yup! I'm doing all that! Here's the thing, Anissa and Ian. I just want you to know, I want you guys to know something. Look at me. This is me. I win, you lose. And you will continue to lose. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm not done. I'll never be done. I will never be done with you. That's how much you've betrayed me and how much I want you to know how much you lose and I win. Do you understand, Anissa? And I'm not even talking to iDubbbz anymore. He's insignificant. He's gone. I want you to understand something.
I'm really just kind of waiting till we get to the end because this whole thing is just, yeah, I mean, I'd kind of just be redundant at this point, just pointing out that some of it feels ableist and also just dismissive of any actual points that are being made. Again, like, I didn't say anything when Sam Cedar said the thing about weaponized anti-Semitism, because again, I feel like it's unnecessary because it's literally just a clipped moment. Ethan did give a response to that, and it's just like, in totality, this whole thing is just trying to push it's crazy making, you know what I mean? That is what it is at the end of the day.
Never gonna be done. When you see this, you know that this one watch, is probably worth more than your entire worldly possessions. And that upsets you because you're jealous, you're bitter, you lost everything, and you look at me, you see me, because me and Ian were in the same place, right? We came from the same place. And look where I am, and look where you are. You, my friend, are a coward, and I am the fucking legend that responded to it live with zero hesitation.
That one didn't look like Ethan at all.
Illegal ship shit. By the way, Anissa reached out. She wants to meet at the Motel 6 tonight. What this guy is, can we ship him shit? Weinstein, Ryan Kavanaugh. This is a really good experiment. Actually, you know what?
Kind of looks like Harvey Weinstein.
That's what I've been saying, bro. We made a whole website dedicated to that. Wait, that's what I've been saying, bro. What I want to do is show you guys how I see Israel, because you don't see that when you listen to Hassan and you hear all these fucking
this is the part where it's quite
mega
clearly
lefties
not meant to
talking
be
about
any
it
type
like
of
it's some
joke.
super racist, crazy, like Jim Crow style of society. Like, I can't wait to show you guys how beautiful, how multicultural, how free it feels.
This is also crazy when Ethan literally just recently took this statement back too. I mean, he took it back then, but then also has taken it back even more so recently. And honestly, I don't necessarily have an issue with the statement that he was trying to make, which was just that he wanted to show the multiculturalism within Israel proper and the way that the actual civilians and the culture within the Israeli population, rather than just thinking of everybody as part of the government, was the whole point that he was trying to make. But yes, it would come in poor taste, especially in given the circumstances of Gaza, which is and the West Bank. But just it is, you know what I mean? Like, the point he was making is a valid point, but of course, regardless of anything, it would have been in poor taste, and he understands that and has taken it back and apologized for this. But then here's the part
there
really
are
got
a lot
me.
of Palestinians, right, in the area, and once the Palestinians outnumber the Jews, basically, anything is fair game for the Jews. Anything. They literally put fucking command centers under hospitals. That's not even debated. 900,000 Jews, approximately 700,000 to 900,000, were forced to become Zionists, not by choice, but because they were forced out. The vast majority went to it. They're fucking Arabs.
So they're trying to use symbolism of the red heifer because that is like it's literally the most insane fucking symbolism that they're trying to use here in the end. And that's why I was drawing so much into the things that would seem like idiosyncrasy, little tiny things don't necessarily seem like anything until you see this fucking ending where, oh my God, it's just literally the most ridiculous thing ever, being that Ethan supports the IDF and is backed by the IDF and Netanyahu and is trying to wait for the red heifer to come back to Israel so that they get they need to watch the fucking South Park episode again. I swear to God. Yeah, and then the IDF soldiers took Palestinian underwear on raids. And I think that Ethan's response to this is probably all that's necessary. What he said was, The insinuation that I support Netanyahu and the IDF is such an oft repeated and unsupported lie that is difficult to attribute to anything but bigotry. And again, it's like, show some actual evidence of him supporting Netanyahu, of him pushing Israeli propaganda, of anything of the like. Anything. And you just can't. Instead, you make this weird fucking video of just crazy making Ethan, and then at the end being like, and you support the destruction and genocide of Palestinians. It's just actually fucking insane. Sometimes I make weird shit that I don't intend to be deep, but everyone took it deep. This cannot be taken anything other than as intentionally using symbolism with the red heifer, using Benjamin Netanyahu. This is a completely intentional, like, pointed effort that is not just some joke that, like... And like I said, it seems like even... And this is me making my own take. It seems like they want to seem like they're playing both sides. They made Hassan's head small, and they have him wearing rings, all these gold and silver rings, even though he has a Make the Rich Pay shirt. Oh, like, isn't that ironic? While also basically jerking him off the entire time. They really thought they did their big Kojima masterpiece with this one. No, I'm not trying to get angry at you, trust me. I'm not trying to point fingers at you. I'm just saying specifically that I don't think we could take this as anything other than them trying to make a statement about Ethan supporting the Zionist occupation and expansionist goal set of Israel is what this is definitely trying to propagate. And, you know, the Judeo-Christian belief of the red heifer the red heifer in Israel calling for the end times or something along those lines. It's just yeah. I really want to show Americans how the rest of the world sees you, because there's loads of parallels with how they're trying to frame Ethan regarding Israel. What do you mean, how so? Like, are you just talking about the main general idea that if Ethan is, like, in support of Israel, then all the people living in America are in support of America and the destruction that we cause overseas? Because I think that's probably a fair statement to make. I mean, the clearest parallel I can make is that, I mean, America, like, you know, America was built on colonialization that raped and destroyed and killed, like, hundreds of different tribes across the Americas. Like, completely, like, decimating their numbers. And in some cases, completely obliterating and demolishing and destroying their whole lineages. And I do think that in that case too, it's like the destruction that has been done won't be cured by just giving up the land and making everybody like acting as though that's going to like fix a problem. The whole thing is about how we move forward in a way that props up the people that were you know, disenfranchised and hurt and destroyed by the systems that have been put in place prior. That's like the most, like, the whole thing is about progress, and we can't progress by like, we can't have progress by trying to like regress to a former state. Like, I just think, like, there's a lot of parallels. Like, there's a lot of things that people talk about, like when people compare Israel to Nazi Germany and say that Israel's like Nazi Germany. And I've made this statement so many times. And it's like, Israel is now older than Germany was when it was Nazi Germany, and they did not dissolve Germany and go back to like the different Germanic tribes that were there. Like they didn't do that. They reconstituted what Germany was and removed the Nazi regime. And that's probably what needs to happen with Israel. And this new plan that Donald Trump's put in place, I don't think is going to be fucking accepted by Hamas at all, because they gave this 20-point plan, like this 20-point plan or something, and legitimately all of it is just Hamas, lay down your arms, get rid of your administration, and then Israel is going to take its step back, but it's still going to have all of its like big players in power. And so it doesn't matter because their expansionist goals are still going to be at like the front of their their aims. Trust me, I'm very self-aware. I live in a state with a very high Native American indigenous peoples population, so I'm trying to become more knowledgeable on those topics. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, is it's so stupid to compare Israel to Nazi Germany. But even if you want to run with that, like run with that and say, okay, yeah, sure, Israel is exactly like Nazi Germany. We didn't destroy Germany. We destroyed the Nazis. We got rid of the Nazi regime, but we did not destroy Germany. And so it's about the rebuilding. They pulled in the borders. They literally it is like a decent parallel in that regard if you talk about what should happen as like a reformation of the current Israeli administration. Like that is at least a generally similar point to make. But the problem is when you talk about the actual aims of because it's like, I don't think that Israel's aim is to ethnically cleanse. I think that is like just what happens because of their aim of expansion and of like these other things. You know what I mean? Like it's and that's it's not that that's like better or anything, but it's my point is that there is like a difference there, and trying to just make parallels in every place is it diminishes the current, like the history that's currently being made, because it's not like giving it its own weight. And it also diminishes the history of previous things like, African apartheid, South African apartheid, and Nazi Germany, because they aren't one-to-one. So acting as if they are really diminishes their historical values and the weights that they hold and the weight of this new issue in Gaza and the oppression and occupation that they face. I know the crew must be tired. Nah, I can feel it. What do you mean Hamas loves casinos, man? No, yeah, literally. They're just going to take a step back. They say, oh, you're going to give all the Palestinians a bunch of casinos, Trump? Sounds perfect. I keep forgetting you have a Dipsy hat on while talking about this. LOL, I love it. Hey, you gotta keep it light while also talking about heavy topics. But yeah, we just finished this animation. There isn't much left. Yeah, it just goes into the thanks and stuff. Go watch it yourself if you want to see the whole video. Fair use. Someone made this though pretty quickly yesterday, kind of as like a counter. It's only 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It's pretty quick. And then after this, we have one more thing to watch related to H3, and then I'm going to quickly go over our Halloween stuff for today.
I'm not very performative when it comes to feminism because I just believe the things that I believe.
Can you stream some teach time about indigenous people? See, I'm trying to become more knowledgeable. That would be an interesting stream. Do some research streams or something. My whole thing is about I need to make sure that the references I'm pulling from are good. And since I'm not as knowledgeable right now, I'm trying to make sure that it's like I'm knowledgeable first before I start pushing it forward. Because that would be one of my goals. I'll say it with the Dipsy hat on. One of my goals would be hopefully to some point get involved in politics locally or nationally or whatever. And that's not to say to become a politician necessarily, but just to become more involved in the processes. Become a more level-headed Vermin Supreme, and maybe I'll start wearing this instead of a boot on my head.
That really frustrates a lot of people who are better read than I am in terms of feminist theory, for example. And they say stuff like, Hassan, you come across as misogynistic from time to time. And for me, it's like, this is just who I am.
The fact that Lady Gaga might have a small penis does absolutely terrify me.
I just need to clarify this because I did not know this was your dating philosophy. You would prefer to have already had sex with a girl before you take her out on a date.
For sure.
Because you want to know that if you're spending money on her, that she will definitely be sleeping with you.
No, come on. No, I can get pussy for free, motherfucker. Do you want me to say that on camera here? Like, if I'm gonna spend time with them out of my busy schedule, I would like to know that person. Otherwise, I feel like it's prostitution and I'm just paying for their time.
And I didn't
Don't make
speak
me get
over
all
you.
right on your ass right now. No, seriously though.
Motherfucker, I've jerked off the tits that I've, like, drawn myself. I once drew titties, like, myself, and
Okay, we just saw Denim's talking about that gooner in her chat. This is some real gooner behavior. You're probably a pretty talented artist. If I drew it'd be lopsided, I'd be like, and not like normally lopsided, you know what I mean? I'd be drawing cow udders and I'd be like, I forgot about anatomy for a second.
And I jerked off to those titties. I absolutely blasted off to that over and over again. Did a cum tribute and the fucking paper was like crusty. Ruined it. You will never stop me from cranking my hog. I'm not gonna stop. You can't stop me. It's not illegal. I will jerk off. Try to stop me. It's not happening.
Old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark?
I wipe my ass with the American flag.
I want to say thank you to Miley Cyrus for showing off her camel toe at the VMAs the other night. I always knew Hannah Montana was a little slut. Don't even try to hide it.
Oh, like overall, what my favorite flag? Hezbollah. Look it up. I'm not even kidding. It's actually a dope flag. I walked into this like sphere, Epcot looking thing in the back of like the house that P. Diddy was renting and was throwing after parties at Coachella. And one of the images that they were playing was like this little girl, this like attractive, very young girl. Like at least I'll look really good in the pedophile dungeon.
Oh, have you not heard that before? Yeah, Hassan was talking about, for some reason he thinks that it's necessary to sleep with a girl before going on a date with them. I don't understand how that makes any sense to anybody. But he wants to make it seem like that's like what are you talking about? I need to know if they're a good lay or not. Why would I waste money on an Outback Steakhouse if I'm not even going to get any poontang? I just like a nice conversation. I like to go out, have a nice meal, have a nice time out on the town. Feel a little bit of whimsy in my heart. It doesn't need to be such a physical experience. Hop off the testosterone, pal. It's running a little too heavy in your veins. But yeah, this is they just decided to do a quick little funny edit of some real clips of Hassan that we've seen. Because for some reason, they really just wanted to show all of these random clips as if Hassan doesn't actually say crazy stuff all the time. I know some of those are older. I'll give him a pass. He only talked about Miley Cyrus when she was underage. I'll give him a... Like, what? Okay. Oh, it was the past back then. It was a different time. But I have to say, doing it with your face... At least Ethan hid behind the pedo troll account. Hassan said it with his full face out there. He said it with his chest protruding. No, it is what it is. Hassan will keep Hassanin. Am I right? This man fucking hates women. I do get that vibe sometimes that Hassan might dislike women to some degree. Are you into pegging? No? Waiter, 2 checks, please. We're going Dutch. I wonder how Hassan would act if he was ugly. If Hassan was ugly, he would just be an incel. I think he would act exactly the same, and he would just be an incel. He's able to get past. It's just so funny too, because usually someone isn't attractive. They're just kind of like, they're suave, they're smooth, they're debonair. But Hassan is just like, he has like pretty boy energy. He really is himbo. He is a himbo. And I think that that's probably the worst part, because he doesn't actually have much charisma. It kind of just, he kind of just spews from the mouth, and then some people go, ah. I don't get it.
It's always the one.
Jesus. Okay, Tanya, I'm glad at least a woman said that, because that was kind of crazy. Yeah, probably. I mean, kind of. I heard it said before, and it's so true, that did they say it on the podcast that Hassan's the type to look at himself in the mirror while having sex? He is very American Psycho coded.
Ones you suspect the most. Here in my void, I want to talk to you guys today about Tai Lopez, who is roving the streets like a madman after recently he was accused of raising $112 million.
I guess I should have said, this is a video about Tai Lopez from Voidzilla. I just wanted to check this out really quick. Video from Voidzilla about Tai Lopez. It's always the guy oh my god, it's always the guy you suspect the most. Here in my garage.
It's always the ones you suspect the most. Here in my void, I want to talk to you guys today about Tai Lopez, who is roving the streets like a madman after recently he was accused of raising $112 million through fraudulent offerings with his co-founder Alex Mayer and Maya Birkenrode. This is the SEC has now taken a case against Tai Lopez, but he's still ranting about books.
Remember, they can't control you if you read the right books and inform yourself.
Now let me say, Tai, depending on the outcome here of these allegations, they may be able to control you. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It doesn't matter how many books you read.
No, because once you go inside, once you're inside the prison, you read more books and free your mind.
These allegations spell trouble for our boy, the boy from the garage. I don't know if you remember our fresh-faced guy, the reason for the ad block. Here he is right here.
Here in my garage, just bought this new Lamborghini here.
And I guess now we know how. Of course, later he transitioned to Here in My Backyard. That was kind of the sequel to all of this.
Hey, here in my backyard.
Tai was always known for running these ads, telling people, you know, you got to sign up for his 47 rules for success, the 12 rules for...
Tai was known for not being allowed inside of his actual house. He's specifically quarantined to the backyard and garage.
You know, whatever, sales, the 5 ways to get through life. I mean, he always had something to sell. And for a while, you know, he kind of got away with it. Nobody was really going after him because at the end of the day, when you sell knowledge and you overpromise and underdeliver, people don't get too mad. I mean, people like me would kind of call you a grifter. That's really the worst that's going to happen to you. The problem with Tai was he's one of these guys who went from, you know, trying to sell the fact he's this business savant because he quotes Charlie Munger all the time, to now taking money from people and actually raising money for some businesses that he was going to run. REV was the holding company, and they bought a bunch of distressed assets. You may know Radio Shack, Pier 1, Steinmart, a bunch of companies that went out of business, and Tai bought them up with a bunch of other people's money and said that they were going to raise, basically flip them using e-com, take away the brick and mortar, bring in the great marketing from Tai Lopez. He was going to rant on the streets about, you know, I guess Radio Shack, right? He was going to go around telling you about Dress Barn, you know, from his platforms. And I guess it's kind of a plausible idea. The problem was they lied to investors along the way, at least if you believe the SEC's allegations, which claims that Tai and Alex Mayer made misrepresentations and omitted to state material facts, specifically about the profitability. They were saying their portfolio companies were on fire and cash flow is strong, which, depending on what you mean by on fire, maybe that was actually true because these companies were burning through cash. Meanwhile, they were raising money from investors, mostly through a combination of debt and sometimes equity. And when things were falling apart, at least $5.9 million.
Oh. I've got to be honest. This video isn't that long, but I don't know how much time I'm going to have left after this, because I have another video in here to talk about, and I have to read Dead Bart.
Of those returns that were supposedly distributed to investors, like the payback for the loans, were in reality what they call Ponzi-like payments funded by other investors. In addition, Ty Lopez and Alexander Mayer apparently misappropriated approximately $16.1 million in investor funds, which were diverted for their personal use. They're using it for personal, spending, I guess.
Just bought this new Lamborghini here.
According to the SEC, according to their allegations. Now, of course, they're going to have a chance.
No, for real. Time sure flies when you're having fun.
To defend themselves. But I have to say, guys, we have to do better than this. If this guy is selling you something, he's saying he's going to turn it all around after years of just bombarding you with grifter ads, I have to tell you, we're in trouble. But I also want to say, if you are a grifter and you want to go out there, I have to warn you, do not lie to your investors. They will eventually catch you. I actually spoke to somebody who basically talked about his experience with Ty Lopez. The worst part about it by far were all the lies and omissions. They kind of say like, hey, look, I get that businesses fail, but specifically they were dealing with Maya and getting paid back some of their funds. This was at a time where it was not admitted that these companies were doing very poorly. They were saying, oh, we're doing so great, we're doing so awesome. And so Maya was behind the scenes promising to pay this guy back his wire and literally sending, according to him, confirmations of the wire transfer while not.
Okay, I've got to be honest. I'm going to move on because I don't care that much about this. Ty Lopez is a scammer. Did anybody see the video of, I'm here in my garage, you look at my books, I got these 2 Lamborghinis, but look at all my books. Did anybody actually watch that video and think that he genuinely got his money through anything other than scamming? Like other than sorry. I spoke in the wrong form of then. Nice. But like, was there really any other like avenue that he could have made money? He's a nobody. And not even to say like he's a nobody, like, oh, he could own business, so he doesn't. He's a scammer. Plain and simply. But now that Alex is in here and Madman's in here, let's read a scary story, why don't we? I do appreciate everybody that stopped in. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'm about to continue with even more throughout the week, doing more Halloween-themed streams. And now we're going to get into the actual Halloween-themed topics for today. I'm going to do creepypastas very consistently, at least one per stream. Some of them are shorter than others. But like on Saturday, I plan on doing a group of them because there's Jeff the Killer, the follow-up of Jeff the Killer, Jane the Killer. So like there's a bunch of stuff like that. So I'm going to go over that on Saturday. But today we have Dead Bart, and then also talking about why vampires hate garlic. I thought that might be kind of interesting. Okay, so let me get into character real quick. Oh wait, I should turn on some music. That'll be good. Turn on some spooky tunes. How long is this one? Okay, I'm gonna loop this for like the whole time. Let's get spooky in here. You know how Fox has a weird... I guess I should say what it is first. This came out on June 13th, 2010. Dead Bart. You know how Fox has a weird way of counting... God damn it, sorry. I'm checking all the audio stuff now. making it horrible, can't get through the first sentence. Don't worry, I'll cut all this out when I make it I'm gonna make this a video later for sure. Hey Captain, been here for a while, but was playing Lego Star Wars. Deej is in here too, let's go. Lego Star Wars for the win. But it's creepypasta time. Sorry, now we're ready. Now I'm at a much higher volume than the music. You know how Fox has a weird way of counting Simpsons episodes. They refuse to count a couple of them, making the amount of episodes inconsistent. The reason for this is a lost episode from season 1. Finding details about this missing episode is difficult. No one who was working on the show at the time likes to talk about it. From what has been pieced together, the lost episode was written entirely by Matt Groening. During production of the first season, Matt started to act strangely. He was very quiet, seemed nervous and morbid. Mentioning this to anyone who was present results in them getting very angry and forbidding you from ever mentioning it to Matt. The episode's production number was 7G44. The title was Dead Bart. In addition to getting angry, asking anyone who was on the show about... Sorry, this is written kind of poorly. In addition to getting angry, asking anyone who was on the show about this will cause them to do everything they can to stop you from directly communicating with Matt Groening. At a fan event, I managed to follow him after he spoke to the crowd, and eventually had a chance to talk to him alone as he was leaving the building. He didn't seem upset that I had followed him, probably expected a typical encounter with an obsessive fan. When I mentioned the lost episode, though, all color drained from his face and he started trembling. When I asked him if he could tell me any details, he sounded like he was on the verge of tears. He grabbed a piece of paper, wrote something on it, and handed it to me. He begged me never to mention the episode again. The piece of paper had a website address on it. I would rather not say what it was, for reasons you'll see in a second. I entered the address into my browser and I came to a site that was completely black, except for a line of yellow text, a download link. I clicked on it, and the file started downloading. Once the file was downloaded, my computer went crazy. It was the worst virus I had ever seen. System Restore didn't work. The entire computer had to be rebooted. Before doing this, though, I copied the file onto a CD. I tried to open it on my now empty computer, and as I suspected, there was an episode of The Simpsons on it. The episode started off like any other episode, but had a very poor quality animation. If you've seen the original animation of Some Enchanted Evenings, it was similar but less stable. The first act was fairly normal, but the way the characters acted was a little off. Homer seemed angrier, Marge seemed depressed, Lisa seemed anxious. Bart seemed to have genuine anger and hatred for his parents. The episode was about the Simpsons going on the plane trip. Near the end of the first act, the plane was taking off. Bart was fooling around as you'd expect. However, as the plane was about 50 feet off the ground, Bart broke a window on the plane and was sucked out. At the beginning of the series, Matt had an idea that the animated style of the Simpsons world represented life, and the death turned things more realistic. This was used in this episode. The picture of Bart's corpse was barely recognizable. They took full advantage of it not having to move, and made an almost photorealistic body of his... They made an almost photorealistic drawing of his dead body. Act 1 was shot of Bart's corpse. Act 1 ended with a shot of Bart's corpse. When Act 2 started, Marge, Homer, and Lisa were sitting at their table crying. The crying went on and on. It got more pained and sounded more realistic. Better acting than you would think possible. The animation started to decay even more as they cried, and you could hear the murmuring in the background. This crying went on for all of Act 2. Act 3 opened with a title card saying 1 year had passed. Homer, Marge, and Lisa were skeletally thin and still sitting at the table. There was no sign of Maggie or the pets. They decided to visit Bart's grave. Springfield was completely deserted, and as they walked into the cemetery, the houses became more and more decrepit. They all looked abandoned. When they got to the grave, Bart's body was just lying in front of the tombstone, looking just like it did at the end of Act 1. The family started crying again. Eventually, they stopped and just stared at Bart's body. The camera zoomed in on Homer's face. According to summaries, Homer tells a joke at this part, but it isn't audible in the version I saw. You can't tell what Homer is saying. The view zoomed out as the episode came to a close. The tombstone in the background had the names of every Simpsons guest star on them. Some that no one had heard of in 1989. Some that haven't been on the show yet. All of them had death dates on them, for guests who had died since, like Michael Jackson and George Harrison. The dates were when they would die. You can try and use the tombstones to predict the deaths of living Simpsons guest stars, but there's something odd about most of the ones who haven't died yet. All their deaths are listed as the same date. Spooky. Ooh, not a photorealistic Bart. It was like this, but photorealistic. This is just the way Homer looked because he was spooky ooky. But, yes, this was... And this was the tale of Dead Bart from June 13th, 2010. Thank you for watching. Spooky ooky. This was a great start. We have some good ones in the chamber. Here are the ones that I have on the dock as well. I'm going to add some more. But we have Jeff the Killer and Jane the Killer, Slender Man, Smile Dog, Ben Drowned, The Smiling Man, Candle Cove, some normal porn for normal people. That's a good one. Russian Sleep Experiment, Garfield and Friends, Lost Internship Recreation for Unreal Estate. They are all pretty good. I'm going to keep adding a few more. Some of them are more scary than others. Some of them are actually well-written horror stories that, if done in the right cadence and the right tone, can actually be pretty funny. Or not, pretty scary, sorry. This one is pretty funny, and I do have some that are pretty comical. Like when we read Jeff the Killer is meant to be a horror story, but I'm pretty sure like the original author was like 12 or 13 or something, so the reading of it just comes off like hilarious. Oh, I hired a Hitman series. I forgot about that one. I'll add that one to the list because that's a pretty good one. You got to do Lavender Town Effect. Oh, yes. Thank you for the suggestions. Those are all great ones. I will actually add those. Let me write those down real quick in my little document I have. A Hitman and Lavender Town event. You still want me to call in next time? Oh, yeah, totally. Alex, I want you to call in for the... if you have free time on Saturday, I'm going to do some then. So I'll probably be a few hours. I'll probably be longer than a normal stream, but yes, we'll do some good ones. And maybe I'll do Lavender Town if you want me to, in the middle of the Jeff the Killer stuff. Yeah, Alex, call in and read your favorite creepypasta. I want to see you try and get through it. Or let me read it to you completely deadpan and just watch you crack up dying the whole time. But here's a little thing about garlic that I thought was interesting. Garlic, a storied history steeped in folklore and myth. So this is a little bit we're gonna read and then watch Food Theory. No, vampires don't hate garlic. So we're gonna get the ins and outs of this. Garlic has been revered across cultures for centuries, lending its intense aroma and flavor. An almost mystical quality. Beyond its culinary uses, garlic has been associated with supernatural powers, woven into folklore and celebrated in literature and art. In ancient Greek mythology, garlic was believed to endow courage and strength upon consumption. Warriors were said to eat garlic before battle and place it in the foundations of buildings to ward off evil spirits. Similarly, in Eastern European folklore, garlic was thought to protect against vampires and other dark forces. So it comes from Eastern European tradition, but I did think it was interesting about the Greek mythology, and it's thought to ward off evil, because I imagine that's probably just a consistency across different cultures that use garlic. Literary references to garlic abound, from Shakespeare's mention of confounded stinking garlic in a Midsummer Night's Dreary to the garlic-rich Provencal cuisine celebrated by Marcel Pagnol. Artists have also been captivated by garlic symbolism, featuring the bulb's intricate layers and vibrant colors in still life paintings. For instance, the Dutch golden painter Clara Peters often includes garlic in her still life composition, highlighting its role as a staple in European kitchens. Historically, garlic has been prized for its medicinal properties, and it was used to treat everything from infections to digestive issues. This is because garlic contains allicin. I don't know if I'm saying that right. allicin, something like that, which has antibacterial and antifungal properties. During World War II, soldiers were issued garlic rations because it was believed to boost disease resistance. Even today, some cultures place garlic bulbs in the corners of rooms or hang them over doorways to promote health and prevent illness. While some of garlic's mythical properties or mythical powers may be rooted more in superstition than science, its rich cultural heritage and enduring symbolism continue to captivate the imagination. And we can kind of just see that like Bram Stoker probably just took from this Eastern European folklore of the garlic against vampires and other mythologies and stuff, which has then been passed down through the folklore of vampires and through the media of vampires. Yes, compound. But we will watch this real quick. New LUS video called H3 Snark sends mysterious USB to H3 lawyers. I'll save that till Friday just to be safe. I want to see if anything else comes from it. I'll look at it on the side first before I watch it. But we're gonna watch this, finish this off, and then this will be the end of the stream. So this is food theory. No, vampires don't hate garlic. So let's see. Do they actually? Do they not? Who's to say? Definitely not me.
Movies, there are 3 rules to live by. Always
both onion and garlic are antifungal and antibacterial. They're great for your gut microbiome. That's great. I didn't know that about onion. I've known that about garlic for a long time, but I didn't know that about onion. And I'm opposed to onion, so maybe I need to start eating more. Start downing some raw onion.
Zombie, never feed a gremlin after midnight, and always load up on garlic before facing down a vampire. But why? What is it about garlic specifically out of all the other root vegetables out there that makes it so effective against vampires? And more importantly, if I don't like the smell of garlic, are there other foods that could potentially protect me from a late night bite? No, this is not a joke, and it's also not a drill. Today we're breaking down the real life science of real fictional vampires.
He stepped away from all these channels, right? Is he still doing stuff?
Why is pumpkin spice everywhere?
It doesn't hit the same. I'm sorry, it doesn't. It just doesn't hit the same as Matt Pat. It really doesn't. And the views kind of show that. 1.4 million versus a couple 100,000. Matt Pat, where you at?
So that you don't accidentally turn yourself into a midnight snack. Believe it or not, there are answers here. And let me tell you, they're not what you'd expect.
I love onion and garlic, but I also love vampiric women. Vampiric ladies. Well, Alex, maybe you need to stop the onion and garlic. You're drawing them, you're pushing them away. Got to be drawing them in. Start extracting your own blood and then dripping it all over yourself like a fragrance.
Hello, Internet. Welcome to Food Theory, the channel that goes batty for food science. So sink your teeth into that subscribe button for a bloody good time. By the way, rumor has it that when I tell you to do that, the subscribe button should actually glow. It's actually supposedly a new feature that they just added to YouTube, so let's just try this. Not exactly sure how it works, I'm just supposed to say it like, subscribe to the channel. Did anything glow? Did something work there? No.
It might be because of the browser I'm on, but no.
If you press the subscribe button, it's supposed to explode into some graphic. Even if you're already subscribed, do me a favor, unsubscribe and then press it again, just so you can see what is going on with this thing. Let me know down in the comments below, what did you see happen? I have not seen anyone use this tool yet, so I am very curious what it actually looks like. Gotta love YouTube just milking your brain for every last hit of dopamine it's got. So anyway, today we're sinking our teeth into the mystery of garlic and vampires. It is such a random piece of horror lore, and yet we all know it. Vampires can't stand garlic, but why? Why garlic specifically and not other root vegetables like onions, carrots, or beets? Or maybe other seasonings like sage or cilantro? I can imagine it now, a vampire just being scared off by your street taco. Oh, the cilantro.
Yeah, it's
too soapy to me. So to truly peel back this clove of conspiracy,
come on, man. It's because it's garlicky. They don't like it. They think it tastes bad or something.
we first have to go back to the roots. Where did this garlic myth originate? Then we can look at why garlic was
Let's see if I got it wrong from the one source that I pulled.
chosen and what makes it so special relative to other foods. Once we've got a handle on that, it'll be time to see if anything else can fill its place in the vampire hunt. And lastly, well, let's just say there might be more misinformation to this myth than first meets the eye. Vampires
There's misinformation about vampires not liking garlic. What type of actual factual information can you pull from that?
have more or less been a key part of human superstition since antiquity, and different versions of these blood-sucking undead monsters appear in cultures across the globe. So it goes without saying that what we know as vampires today have evolved a lot with time. For instance, many historians consider the Egyptian feline goddess Sekhmet to be the very first vampire myth. As the story goes, the sun god Ra sent his daughter Sekhmet down to punish humankind for their disobedience, and Sekhmet did this by drinking every
Asexual to fiction, so true. If you move around the letters, you get Alex USU. It's been in front of us this whole time. Nothing is a coincidence. Thanks to everybody that stopped in. If you're leaving to go check out the member stream for the H3 podcast, remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Do this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and the other streams as well. But yes, we're going to continue this video. I might not even finish this, but we'll see what his thoughts are.
everyone's blood. Good to the last drop. Eventually, Ra had to calm her down, so he dyed a bunch of beer red, thereby tricking her into thinking it was blood, at which point she got blotto and had to sleep the whole thing off for a couple of days. Other historians place the earliest vampire myths under the Brahma Purusha or the Vitala from India, which are spirits that possess corpses in cemeteries and then hang upside down like bats. You've also got yourself the Jiangxi or hopping vampires from Chinese folklore, which feast not on blood,
This is giving me a lot more knowledge on vampires than I was expecting.
but a different type of life force, your chi. The point is, there's a potential origin point to vampires in dozens of countries across the world, dating back potentially.
I guess it kind of makes sense, the idea of the undead, but you not in like a zombie form, because in a zombie form you have like the undead is like this like they've lost their sentience and their consciousness. So I could understand it in like a sense of they different cultures have this idea of a living undead.
Thousands of years. But the folklore most influential to our modern day conception of the monster comes from the Slavic upior or the Romanian strigoi. Upiors were vengeful spirits that possessed corpses, usually the corpses of loved ones, that would then puppet the bodies to enact a jealous revenge across the living. To maintain themselves, they had to ingest the blood of the living, absorbing their life force in the process. The strigoi were very similar, poltergeists that could take physical form by piloting corpses. Strigoi also had magical powers like the ability to shapeshift into animals or mist, two other classic abilities eventually given to Dracula and other vampires. Eventually, when Eastern European folklore started being documented throughout the 17th century, you started to see the appearance of a new word associated with these creatures, vampire, becoming vampire with a Y in 1732. That said, it was John Polidori's short story, The Vampire, in 1819, that truly was the first inflection point for these creatures, transforming them from demons and ghouls into suave, charismatic aristocrats with a thirst for blood. And then finally, 80 years later, their break would come, when Bram Stoker's Dracula brought vampires into the pop cultural spotlight. And this right here is when garlic finally enters into the story. One of Stoker's major contributions to vampire lore was solidifying the notion that garlic was an
I was right about that. Let's go.
absolutely crucial tool.
Was I saying his name? I always say Bram Stoker. It's Bram Stoker.
For scaring away vampires. But again, I ask, why? Where exactly did that whole idea come from? Did Bram just have himself a bad experience at Ye Olde Olive Garden? The short answer is that Europeans had a long-standing belief that garlic would repel evil spirits. While garlic could help ward off Strigoi revenants after they'd risen, garlic was mostly considered to be a preventative tool. By burying bodies with garlic in their mouths, they believed that the spirit-repelling powers of garlic would stop malevolent entities from possessing rotting bodies in the first place. And their faith in garlic wasn't entirely misplaced. You see, garlic has a long-standing history of being a super plant. Countless cultures venerate garlic as magical because when we get down to it, it really kinda is. Garlic is just really, really good for you and just really, really bad for your breath. One of garlic's main active components is allicin, which is the juice that gives garlic that distinctive smell. You might remember allicin from our episode all about how to cut an onion without crying. You see, that yellow, oily liquid produced when you damage the tissue of the garlic, that's technically a defense mechanism used by the plant to ward off pests with its strong smell. But then us humans decided it'd probably be tasty on breadsticks, so I guess it wasn't that good of a defense mechanism after all. Anyway, thanks.
It's like how psychedelics were meant to ward off people from eating them, because you eat a psychedelic mushroom and you start having this weird hallucinations, but then humans decided that was fun and to do it recreationally.
Thanks to allicin, garlic has antiseptic and antibacterial properties, meaning it both prevents illnesses and aids in recovery. It can also be used to expel parasitic worms and lower your blood pressure. On top of all of those benefits, garlic is also claimed to have helped control outbreaks of cholera, typhoid fever, diphtheria, even the Spanish flu. And at the very first Olympic Games, garlic was there, being eaten by athletes along the sidelines right before the competition, making it arguably the very first performance-enhancing drug. Basically, garlic is like the world's first ever catch-all super drug. It's also worth noting that talk of garlic's health benefits peaked at the same time people were...
I mean, I've heard like a holistic medicine of eating cloves of garlic or whatever. I don't remember what it's supposed to do, but I think it's just supposed to help with your gut, which makes sense.
Were blaming vampires for their health problems. Basically, stories of vampires often come from periods of time where blood diseases and plagues are sweeping through populations. Remember, the concept of germs wasn't really understood for much of human history, so vampire myths were a means to explain these seemingly cursed coincidences that were killing off members of the family. Sure, this might seem silly now, but remember, the way they detected witches back in the day was to throw the suspect into a river tied to a rock. If that suspect drowned, well, congratulations, they were innocent, but dead. If they happened to make it out of that death trap, they were clearly a witch and then had to be burned alive at the stake, dead again. Just big brain moves all across the spectrum there. Good job, humanity, you did it. Plagues, though, weren't the only illnesses thought to be misinterpreted as vampiric curses throughout history. The group of rare blood disorders called porphyria, for instance, have symptoms that present themselves as oddly vampiric. Basically, porphyria affects the blood's ability to transport oxygen throughout the body. And although porphyria can be treated and managed with modern medicines, its symptoms were absolutely brutal. Unfortunately, most early suspected vampires weren't lucky enough to sparkle in the sunlight like Edward Cullen. Porphyria causes sensitivity to light, which often made those who had it retreat from the day, lest they develop blisters.
This is why I've always appreciated the theorist channels, because they really do try and put a real world spin on these completely mythical, magical things.
And swollen red skin. Their inability to withstand daylight made their skin appear pale, and porphyria even caused gums to recede and shrink, making their teeth appear more prominent. So you have people who are pale, they burn in sunlight, they have big teeth, and they stay mysteriously indoors. Sounds awfully familiar, right? Garlic may also have earned some anti-vampire cred for its ability to disrupt blood-sucking pests. For mosquitoes and ticks, the smell of garlic actually jams the insect's smell-based tracking capabilities, making it much more difficult.
I need to start rubbing garlic all over myself. I'm covered in so many bug bites. This is the cure.
for them to find potential prey. So really, why does garlic work against vampires? There's actually a bunch of reasons depending on the angle you look at it. Its properties are the original superfood, the lore of it scaring away spirits, the allicin it contains, its associations with blood diseases, the fact that it shuts down bloodsuckers like mosquitoes, and the myth of it attacking those with porphyria. This also means that chemically, other allicin-heavy foods like onion, shallots, leeks, and chives, they should all function against vampires in a pinch. Say you don't have an Italian restaurant and it's dozens of cloves of fresh garlic readily available to you, you could just as easily grab an onion or a leek and scare that vampire away. Or at least you could if garlic actually worked on vampires. That's right, forget everything you know about garlic and vampires, friends. It's all propaganda perpetuated by Big Dracula. Let's just reframe everything that we've talked about in this episode so far. Despite the evidence that garlic disrupts the tracking abilities of mosquitoes and ticks, there's conflicting evidence that proves the exact opposite of that real-life bloodsuckers are actually more attracted to the scent of garlic. In a 1994 study, for instance, researchers...
Good thing I didn't just start rubbing garlic all over myself. Would have ended up with more bug bites.
Actually learned that leeches are more likely to suck the blood from a human hand slathered in garlic than a clean hand with zero tasty top.
What are we doing in labs nowadays? This is the most, like cool, good to know. How is this useful? How does this help us? What was this test, like, what were they trying to prove? The leeches they love the garlic. The leeches love garlic breadsticks.
Toppings. Additionally, garlic actually makes your blood easier to track. You know how garlic's known for making your breath smell? Well, it has a similar effect on your sweat glands. A 2020 study found that garlic's sulfuric properties increases the amount of body odor a person emits. You want to guess where all that BO was coming out of? The most stinky chemicals were coming out of people's necks. You heard that right. Having garlic would actually turn your most vulnerable body part into a freshly baked garlic knot waiting to be bitten into. To make matters worse, remember how I said garlic helps lower your blood pressure? It does this in two ways. The allicin in the garlic dilates the blood vessels while also slightly thinning the blood. Bigger vessels with less thick blood means that it can flow through your body faster. But do you know what that means if you're a vampire? It actually makes your veins easier to drain. In fact, real-life vampires actually do something like this already. Vampire bats actually have themselves a compound in their saliva named draculin. Draculin acts as an anticoagulant, stopping the blood from clotting. This then makes the whole blood drinking process easier because things are staying nice and fluid in there. So really, from a purely scientific standpoint, garlic ain't saving anyone from being an unwitting blood donor. But what about all those spiritual properties that we talked about? Well, while some cultures revere the plant as a gift of immortality from the gods, other ancient cultures believe that garlic is a bit more unholy. According to Turkish legend, garlic sprouted from the left footprint of Satan just moments after he was cast out of heaven. So that, my friends, is why garlic smells like stinky feet, because it came from the most hellishly stinky feet of them all. Even if we look at the cultures where garlic's considered to be holy, we run into yet another interesting hiccup. The traditions of using garlic for protection, they sprang up to protect us against ghosts, not vampires.
Oh, that is actually interesting. I guess that makes sense. What I was saying is it was just to ward off evil spirits. But I can see how those things kind of easily kind of coincide in the past, when at a time when they just kind of probably chalk everything up to a spirit of some kind. They go like, oh, it was evil spirits.
But if all of this is true, if garlic is truly making a vampire's job easier, why does it always seem to work so well in the media? If garlic is doing all of these things to help the vampires,
devices.
Why are they so afraid of it? Well, the truth is, vampires aren't afraid of it. In fact, they never were. You see, more and more vampire lore is rejecting the whole scared by garlic thing these days. But it's not just the modern day interpretations of the lore either. If you go back to the original source material of Bram Stoker's Dracula, even he didn't intend for garlic bulbs to be the silver bullet against vampires. As it turns out, Stoker's Dracula never once mentions garlic, cloves, or bulbs. Go ahead, do a little quick Control F for yourself on one of the many online manuscripts of the novel. It's out in the public domain. You'll find that when garlic does pop up in the story, it's actually the garlic flower that's mentioned, not garlic bulbs. Now that right there might sound like we're splitting hairs, but it actually makes a massive difference in terms of chemical makeup. The garlic bulb is the part of the garlic plant that we're all familiar with. Those little white paper bags with the stink pods. Those grow underground, and they serve as a storage organ for the plant. The garlic flower, on the other hand, is the above-ground flowering part of the plant produced as part of the reproductive process, long before that bulb underground is ready. As such, the flower is actually much milder, with lower levels of allicin, sulfur, and nutrients. Garlic bulbs were never actually intended to be a secret weapon at all. In short, the whole garlic weakness thing, it's a lie. In reality, garlic was born of Satan's feet and is making you smell attractive to the vampires, making your neck especially smelly, and is making your veins into the equivalent of a big gulp for bloodsuckers. By wearing or eating garlic to repel the vampires, you're actually telling them that you're an all-you-can-eat buffet that's now open. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Happy Halloween.
Yes, happy Halloween. It is October. That was all we were going to cover today. I know that one was kind of simplistic, pretty simple, nothing major. The ones I'm going to keep doing in the future, we have some bigger topics, some true crime stuff like talking about H.H. Holmes, the Black Dahlia, Elisa Lam, and the Cecil Hotel, or Hotel Cecil. I forget which way it is. Issey Sagawa, the Paris cannibal, the Japanese guy that went to Paris and then ate somebody. But then we also have witchcraft, occult, and other, like what are orbs, explaining crop circles, sleep paralysis, lucid dreaming, and astral projection. How does tarot work? The hand of glory, crazy stuff. Medical macabre, like bloodletting and turpination. And horror in media, like talking about Treehouse of Horror, what we just did, the garlics, vampires hating garlic. And then the history of the Great Pumpkin, some stuff like that. I do think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm so glad that everybody stopped in, had a good time with me. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Again, do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I know I said it so many times, but I have to because I do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, as well as other days, trying to do some more streams, especially through this October spooky season. Thanks so much for watching. This is Captain Quasar.